Yikes, my name is Dante, and today it's Podcast Tuesday once again, and Zendikar Rising still coming soon in a new spoiler, and we're doing spoilers. So last time we reviewed the 20 best spoilers, but guess what? I decided that I can make the worst spoilers now today. So these are cards that, first of all, maybe bad cards in general for sealed, modern, commander, or just they don't look cool or they aren't cool at all. But yeah, this is like, so last time was 20 best spoilers and 20 coolest spoilers. Now this is the 20 worst. So yeah, not cool. These cards are not cool. But we first have to go into combo of the week. And we have Eoharg, Raceborn with Medomai, the Ageless. So yeah, this combo may actually seem weird for some, but really it is simple. So turn 5 you get Eoharg out. So it is a 5-mana sit, or basically a trample, and when it attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. And yeah, that last ability is just protection in case if it was going to get killed. And in turn 6 you attack with Eoharg, set down Medomai. So then there's a 6-mana 4/4 flying, and then hits the player. You take an extra turn after this one. But then you return Medomai back to your hand at the end of the turn. You'd have another extra turn. Well, yes, he says he cannot attack during extra turns, but I think Eoharg actually negates this, and it actually but it's actually going to it's basically it will make it attack, even though I think so. This card can't declare attacks on extra turns, but Eoharg isn't making it declare an attack. You're declaring Eoharg as an attacker. He sets down Medomai attacking as well. So, and then Medomai just hits the player. You take an extra turn. You just do this for infinite turns, which leads you to infinitely attacking your opponents and killing them all with this. And yeah, that is the combo of the week. Next week we'll have another combo. And now it is time to start reviewing the 20 worst spoilers, the 20 less cool spoilers. Let's just go into our number 20, and it is Grotag Night Runner. So yeah, this card, first of all, it's a 3-mana 2/3 Goblin Rogue. But when it hits a player, deals combat damage to the player, just ingest the top card of your library, you may play it. Yes, and the thing is that, first of all, you have to hit the player in order to do the effect. And then you temporarily get one card to use. And then basically, if you don't use it this turn, you lose it. And the thing is that what's worse about this card is that it's ranked uncommon. This is this card isn't generally very good, but it is not the appropriate rarity. It should be a bit more common. It should be common rarity, not an uncommon rarity. I mean, if it was, if Wizards would have made it uncommon rarity, then at least they should have let it be played as a land. And no, you cannot play it as a land. So this is why this card is dumb. It is really bad, and you should never use it. It is never gonna see play. Forget about this card. Get out of this card. is not gonna see play. It may be played in your sealed pool, but it is not going to see competitive play. Not at all. This card sucks. And don't think about using it. It does not work. It is time for number 19, and it is... So, this spoiler may actually be a bit controversial, but the thing is that it is not really that good. First of all, it is ranked rare and not uncommon rarity. That could be discussable. This could be a bit debatable. But first of all, this is like a worse version of Avenger of Zendikar, because Avenger of Zendikar, for 1 more mana, you'd get bigger bonuses and stuff like that. So, Fight Off World Sculptor, a 6 mana 5/5 legendary elemental. Once in the battlefield, create a 0/1 plant for each basic land you control. Basic, this is not any land, because Avenger of Zendikar tracks for any lands. This only tracks basics. And landfall ability, it's... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, still. This landfall ability, it still sucks, because you put 4+1/+1 counters on a plant you control, rather than putting 1+1/+1 counter on each plant. You're only strengthening one plant into high capacities, and then they just go like, okay, Fight Off dead, plant dead, and it sucks. And like this, it does not do a spread. Spread is better than focus. Unless if you can give your plant hexproof. And yes, I can take. You can just do you can just play shielding plants on your growing plant. And then like this will only work with plant tokens, because the other plants, the majority have defender. And yes, this card, and like you go like, hey, this is a new Avenger of Zendikar. This might be interesting. I might play this. Oh, this is a good card. This might actually be better than Avenger of Zendikar. No, it is not. It is not better than Avenger of Zendikar. It is not even close. It is 1 mana cheaper. Yes, but it only tracks basics, and it only focuses on 1 plant and not on all of them. And you may go like, but it's 4+1/+1 counters on 1 plant, not 1 on each of your plants. Still, when you get Avenger of Zendikar, it's going to be at least 7 plants for sure. But then Fight Off is 6 mana, and you're playing Commander. This definitely will not see competitive play. This will see sealed play, because that's where you get the most basic lands. And then but then Commanders, well, you also have basic lands, but you also have to put in a bit of non-basic in there, and then you basically play Fight Off, and you get 4 plants, and then when you play a land, you only put 4+1 counters on 1 plant, when you can just, with Avengers Zendikar, put 1+1 counter on 7 plants. That's 7+1 counters. Outclasses 4. There you go. That's why Fight Off is rated number 19th worst spoiler in this set. And let's go into our number 18, and it is Skyclave Cleric. It is a 2 mana 1/3. Once the battlefield, you gain to life. Tap, and you can play as the land that enters the battlefield taps for white. And this necessarily is, I mean, it's uncommon. That also is not an appropriate rarity for this card. But then, this card, you play it as a land, but it's worse than the plains, because first of all, it is not a plains, it is not fetchable, and you enter the battlefield tapped. But then when you play the creature side, what good is it going to do? It is just a 2 mana 1/3 that will gain you 2 life, which is highly irrelevant. It is just, on average, it's an average creature which may boost your life a little, and it's not really that necessary. And also, the only thing good about this card is because it is just a core riding an elk. Who else likes the art more than the card itself? Because the card, it sucks, but the art is cool. They I mean, I can tell you, some cards have like good arts, some are just funny arts or special arts or stuff like that. But also it has to match. It kind of has to like match the power level. It has to be like a good card should have a good art, but then some bad cards have like good arts, and people only like them because of how bad they are or because of the art. And then when they get the good cards, they're like, what is this art? I don't like that art at all. Nothing. And but then this card is not good. It only boosts your life a little, but yeah. And it's only just and then afterwards it's just a vanilla. And when you play as a land, it is worse than the planes. So let's just go into our number 17, and it is Scavenged Blade. And look at this. So first of all, it's a 2 mana equipment. When to battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Okay, yes, this may seem a bit good, but I mean, an equip creature gets +2/+0. Equip 2 and a red. So first of all, you have to put 2 mana, and then you have to at least drop something on turn 1 or something like that for that to actually work. Alright, it's just overpriced equip cost only to give it +2/+0, and it does not work. It is not gonna help you win. It is not good card. It only works once, and then after that, it will just suck. You only use the equip cost if you're in a grave situation. You just have nothing. You keep on drawing lands, and then you just equip it onto your creature. And this card sucks. Do not use it. Not even in your sealed pool. This is not good. It is, it's kind of like an equipment that is also an aura, and also does not give the creature anything special. Only buffs the attack, and that's it. Nothing else. This is just absolute rubbish. Let's just go into our number 16. Kazandi Stomper. 6 mana, 6/5 beast with trample. When into battlefield, bounce 2 of your lands. And look at this. 6 mana, 6/5. It has trample, but this is worse than the Colossal Dreadnought. This is, first of all, it has 1 less toughness, yes, and then when to battlefield, you have to bounce 2 of your lands. That's really bad. You have to it'll set you back 2 turns behind once you play this card, and it is not gonna help you. The only thing it may help you is with landfall triggers, but still, this card sucks and it does not work. Even though it's worse than the Colossal Dreadnought is still outclassed by cards like Carnage Tyrant, the new beast from M21, which I can't remember the name of. If you know that card, if you know the name, just put in the stream chat, in the live chat, yeah, and this card, it sucks, absolutely sucks. It is absolute rubbish. This is nothing. This is not. It's not going to be played anywhere else. It's probably it's probably not going to go into your sealed pool. Not even that. Like, not sealed pool. It's not even going to be going into your sealed deck. And this card sucks in all formats. That's the thing. Like, this, get rid of that card. That, if you get it, don't use it. Never use it, or you just lose. This is not a good card. It is not a good card. It is not. Just remember, get Kazandi Stomper out of your head. Just ignore this card when you see it, and do not think of running it. It absolutely sucks. Now let's just go into our number 15. And we have Anti-Cognition. So, okay, it is a 2-mana instant, counter target creature or planeswalker spell unless it's control based too. But if they have 8 or more cards in their graveyard, instead counter it, then scry 2. And like, okay, so you go like, So this basically is like, first of all, you know, yeah, we have Quench going around in standard for like nearly 2 years, yeah, like 1 year and a half, something like that, and it's gonna go now. Like, ow, what was that? Okay, never mind. And you know, this card is gonna rotate out. Yes, I mean, Quench is a bad reprint from Ravnica Legends because they could have reprinted Mana Leak or Rune Snag instead of a stupid Quench card, but then Quench ended up being played in standard and actually would help you win the game. It wasn't that bad. Like, Quench actually saw a bit of play, and now it's gonna rotate out, yes, and it's gonna be replaced by an inferior version called Anti-Cognition, which only hits creatures or planeswalkers, not artifacts, not sorceries, not enchantments, not instants. Only creatures and planeswalkers, and still have to pay the cost of 2. But if they have 8 or more cards in their graveyard, I mean, well, they can't pay the cost, and you get a bonus scry too. But still, it has to be like a super threshold, and like there are not many graveyard strategies in standard. And then of course in other formats it's gonna get outclassed by mana leak. Why do you keep on saying mana leak or rune snag, and of course the Quench card that is just gonna go and from standard, and it's only going to be played in Pioneer because I think Mana Leak is not in Pioneer, and definitely not Rune Snag. Rune Snag is definitely not in Pioneer, and then we're gonna have Anti-Cognition. This card, which is inferior and is not as good as the other one, and in Commander, yeah, it is. It may not be that good, but might as well just play Rune Snag. Who knows? I mean, Rune Snag is just a Quench in Commander. You might as well just go and play Mana Leak, and instead of Anti-Cognition, and this card is not, and this card is not that good. It is not. That's why I rated it on number 15. You may end up using it in your sealed pool, but there's no chance this card is going to get played. If it does get played, it's only standard, and just because this card has to replace Quench. Time for number 14.
RenderForest.com.
So this is our simple number 14 card, which is Cleric of Chill Depths. 2 mana, 1/3 Merfolk Cleric. When it blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its control's next untap step. And you know, this card is not good. Who cares? if you block it and like it's going to work. If you block with this, it's probably going to work only once or twice. Because if they attack you while you have this, they have to like have free power greater and like and things that you block it, your creature will die and it will only stay frozen for one turn before it then attacks you again. I'd rather instead have an extra 2 life or the option to play as a land. But this, no, you cannot. And this is like some of these cards that like are outclassed by other cards in the same set. And also, I mean, Skyclave Cleric isn't really that good, but it is white. This is just blue. Really bad card, like something you should never play. And like in sealed, you may end up playing it, but still, it is not something you're gonna play. Like this is not gonna see play, not at all. This is not a good card, and it's time for our number 13, and it is. We have Marassa Brood, and Marassa Brood is a 3-mana free troll warrior. Nothing else. No abilities, nothing to help you, nothing to harm you or anything. This is just a vanilla free for 3 mana. And you know, vanilla cards are not good, and they do not work. And many vanilla cards in Magic the Gathering will probably make you cringe. They're like, and like this is like Wizards card. If they have to make a vanilla card, they have to make it above average because vanilla cards aren't that good, and they're only good for beginners. It is not going to be played in sealed, not in any constructed format or stuff like that. It may end up being played in. You're not going to draft this card. I mean, coronavirus, you know, drafting is not possible. Even then, now, sealed is not going to be possible because back to school causes coronavirus to actually spike once again, canceling some MTG tournaments, at least here. Not sure how it's going to be going around in Europe or wherever you live. And you know, this card is not, it's not good. If you're drafting, this is going to be the last card before they pass you the land, and yeah, that is definitely not good. Ignore this card and stop trying to read this card's text to see what it does. You'll find nothing. You only find you just find a story about adventuring parties that adventuring parties are something that made up old friends, like friends from school. I don't know exactly. Common board bonds just bolstering them to face peril. Yeah, but of course there's some like adventuring parties which just go for the big things, and this is not big at all. This is just a free troll warrior that does absolutely nothing. And ignore this card. It is time for number 12, and it is. And we have Merfolk Falconer. So guess what? This card is not good because first of all, it's a 5-mana 4/4 Merfolk Wizard with flying. Oh, great! It's better than Air Elemental at least, but still, it's just an Air Elemental. Well, like because first of all, whenever you cast a kick spell, scry 2, and you're not gonna do kicker synergy. There's nothing. It's gonna be like everything's gonna be like overcosted when kicking, and like you're only going to be doing kick a few spells, so you're only like going to scry do the ability once or twice in the whole game. No, it's not gonna work in sealed, not in standard or constructed. Maybe in commander if you dedicate your deck completely on kicker, although you're probably just going to be that one who is that one guy who never wins. I'm like, you're not gonna be eliminated first because they probably will fight each other. But when you're down to 1v1, you just die. There's no fighting back. You're just gonna die because you have no chance at winning with a kicker synergy deck. And and yeah, I mean saying that, well, air elemental that would just that would just be a worse Merfolk Falconer, but still, it's only slightly worse because Merfolk Falconer has a has a rarely important ability, extra ability that will help you, but it rarely even happens. It's not gonna work much. It is not working. Do not do kicker synergies. It is not gonna work. Remember that. And and I can tell you, there is there are enough, yes, but even if there are enough, everything's overcosted. It's not gonna help you win, not at all, not today, not tomorrow, and yeah, this is not. It is not gonna happen. Do not use this. And it's time for number 11. It is. And we have Roost of Drakes. 1 mana enchantment for kicker for 3 mana. When battlefield, if it was kicked, create a 2/2 Drake with flying. When you cast a kick spell, create a 2/2 Drake with flying. Okay, so first of all, this card again, kicker strategies do not work. First of all, either you can do it as a 1 mana enchantment that does nothing, a useless machine, or you could use this as a overcosted 2/2 flying creature, 4 mana for 2/2 flying creature, and and then and basically and it's just token, like it's gonna die to bounce spells. You're not gonna work, and and it's not good. Like this card is not gonna work in any universe. It's not gonna help you. It may work you in sealed because I mean this may be a good card when it comes to like sealed play, 4 mana, 2/2 flying. I don't know, but this card is not good. It's like and so what I want to say is that this card is worse than a snapping drake. This it's worse than snapping drake, and snapping drake is already bad enough. It's worse than phantom monster at least, and yeah, and the thing is that snapping drake is just a 4 mana 3/2 flying, whilst uh whilst the phantom monster is just a 4 mana 3/3 flying, and this card 4 mana 2/2 flying, and it's an uncommon rarity, not common, and yeah, that is not good. It's just gonna occupy one of the 3 uncommon slots. Some uncommon cards may end up being played, but not the not really the common cards. I mean, if it is one of your common cards, then not much of a problem. But if you get into uncommon cards and some cards may end up being played, and you see this, oh, that was a slot wasted. Yeah, and this card is not good. Like basically, I mean, Snapping Drake. I have a poster of that in my bedroom. So I mean, the only thing I like about Snapping Drake is because I have a poster of it, and then this is gonna make me it's gonna make me feel a bit more upset about Magic the Gathering. Now they're just making so many bad cards that are never gonna end up playing. Like Zendikar Rising, the mythic cards, yes, they're good. Rare cards sometimes are good. There's this one rare that was not good, and I showed it to you. It was the And then there's a and then but then the uncommons and commons, it's not gonna work. They're not gonna get played. It's not. So I mean, we're just in the it's still on spoiler season, so like at least change the rarity of some of those cards in MTG Arena because they're they're not gonna work. They just some of these cards need to just get down leveled the rarity because it's not logical. Yes, Wizards just I just wish they just downgrade those cards. They're probably not going to be doing that in the paper because I mean, well, yeah, I think they're probably already printing and they're just mailing it at their store at the stores already. Some content creators are getting theirs as well, but then some people in America are already getting theirs. But then there's nothing you can change. But in MTG Arena, you can change cards because, well, yeah, it's digital. They can just change rarities however they want. So, like, yes, this card is not good and deserves to become common. It is time for a number 10 card, and it is Kabira Outrider. 4 mana, free, human warrior when enters the battlefield. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature in your party. What? Okay. I mean, this already counts as 1. Only at least +1/+1 to a maximum of +4/+4. But only for 1 turn. And this is why this card is not good. And like, you are not gonna be using this card. It's like below average. It is just 1 turn use, and it's not gonna be that significant. It is absolute rubbish. Do not use it. Never in your life. Maybe in sealed if you don't have a good thing, but like still, do not use Kabira Outrider. It is not good. These are like it's kind of like those cards where like when it's about you just +1/+1 onto end of turn, and like these are not good. And this just from +1 to +4/+4, like, and then even if you can get like that, you have to like have a big board and like, and it have to specifically be a cleric, a rogue, a warrior, and a wizard. This is the warrior. You just still need a cleric, rogue, and wizard, and yeah, it's not gonna be good. Let's just go to our simple number 9. It is Pyroclastic Helion. 5 mana, 4 Helion. What? That's below average instantly. But then when into battlefield, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. When you deals 2 damage to each opponent. Come on. Look at this. You bounce one of your land. So basically, either you have a 5 mana 4/5 that literally just does nothing else, or you have a 5 mana 4/5 which will set you 1 turn back only to deal 2 damage to the opponent, just to the face, nothing else. Not to the creatures, not even to the planeswalkers. Only to the opponent. Look at this. This is not good. What do we say to this card? Ignore. And yes, and this is not good. Just ignore this card when you see this. Do not play it. Maybe you may end up playing it in your sealed pod, but in your sealed pool, but it is not good. You probably have better cards than that. This is not worth it. It is just absolute rubbish. Do not use it. It is time to go for our not so golden number 8 card because yeah, I mean it's golden 8, but it's not necessarily golden because it's a bad card. So time for number 8. Yeah. Oh yay! It is a 2 mana. It is a overcosted cantrip spell, which is a 2 mana instant that just literally just taps any creature, just preventing it from attacking one turn. Nothing else. It is, or maybe just prevent something from blocking this turn. It is not good in anything else. Not and like and yeah, it is not gonna work. And you draw a card, so this card is not good, and it's overpriced. This should be 1 mana, and then I'd agree. This, if it was 1 mana, I'd actually be in and play this card. Yeah, but since it's not 1 mana and it's 2 mana, I'm not playing it. What makes me hate this card even more, or even cringe a bit, is that this card it's just a reprint, and the thing is that and yeah, it is which is oh great, every set has a reprint. You just need to put some cards, and we just reprint. They reprint bad cards. Bad cards. Some cards are not worth reprinting at all, and they're reprinting them. Really, seriously, why, Wizards? Why? You do not just don't waste reprinting. Don't waste your time reprinting cards that are just bad. I can tell you, this is not worth it. You can make bad cards, yes, and you can design cards that are balanced, yeah, but are not good and stuff like that. But reprinting a bad card, that is even worse. Come on, look at this. If they reprint Bulk Serpent in the next set, I'm just gonna faint, because you know how much Bulk Serpent is bad of card. It's the worst card in Bulk Serpent is the worst card in the game, and Pressure Point, I mean, it's not in the top 20 worst, but it's a bad card. It's and it's the top 20 worst in the set. If you want to check out the top 20 worst cards in the whole game, I'm just gonna put the link in the description after this podcast. And yeah, remember that. This card is not good. Just don't play it at all. Not in your sealed, not in your constructed, not in commander. Nowhere where you just going to play this card. Let's just go into our simple number 7. Skyclave Squid. 2 mana, 3/2 squid with Defender. And look at this. It doesn't even have Island Walk. What the heck? Why does it not have Island Walk if it's a squid? It doesn't. It only has Defender, and then when and landfall, it can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. So it may be above average, yes, but its condition will only attack in the turns you play the land, and eventually you're just gonna run out of lands, and you're not gonna be able to attack with it. It will only defend. And this is why it's called bad. It is gonna get outclassed by Moat Piranhas, I think. Moat Piranhas, it doesn't attack at all, but it has higher defense, and it's still, or just some ordinary 2/2 creature for 2 mana, and not a 3/2 that sometimes attacks, doesn't attack other times and stuff like that. And it's not gonna work. Don't use this card. Even if you find it in your sealed pool, do not use it. Ignore it. Time for number 6. Flick this card out and Cascade Seer. 4 mana, 3/3 Merfolk Wizard. When Cascade Seer enters the field, scry at sword, X is the number of creatures in your party. Okay. Octoprophet, this card is not really. Octoprophet was not a good card. But I mean, at my local game tournament, that was the previous one before it just closed down. They're making jokes about Octoprophet and about the name and stuff like that. It was not a good card. But then Cascade Seer, it just scries you from 1 2/4. Like only like it can be at least a scry 1, which is conditionally like worse than Opt Profit, up to a maximum of 4. But still, it's only scrying, and your party's not gonna be big. It is only scrying, and you don't even draw, nothing else. If it was draw, I'd actually be interested. But scry, no. Ignore that. Like, hey, casting tears are good. No! Just do not think it's good at all. It is just some bad card wizard is trying to do just to do the adventuring party mechanic. Time for number 5, and it is and we have Fisher Wizard. 2 mana, 2/1 Goblin Wizard. 1 to that field, you may discard card. If you do, draw a card. Okay, this is like this kind of card that shows up a lot of times in red, where you can just in common rarity, where you can just sometimes you enter battlefield or do combat damage or stuff like that. You can rummage and they usually do not go well. Rummage is worse than looting, and you have to actually discard a card from your hand to do it, and it's below average, and also you not know what you're gonna draw. You can't discard a card you're gonna draw, and also it only works once. If you don't want to do it, you can't do it again. If you do it, still it only happens once. You just spin the roulette, and you can't do it again. Yeah, this is why this card is not good at all. It's not gonna help you. It may end up helping you in your sealed pool, but don't even think about playing it in constructed. If you're playing it, you may end up playing it in like a goblin tribal, but still, it's not gonna be good. There's probably better goblins than Fisher Wizard, I think, and it's Fisher and not Fisher, not as in fishing. Fisher about something else. Definitely not fishing. That name, when pronounced, is kind of funny, but the card itself is not really that good. Let's just go into our number 4, and it is So, Tazim Royal Mage is a 2 mana, 2/1 Merfolk Wizard. Kicker for 4. On the battlefield, if it was kicked, return to instead of sorcery card from your graveyard to hand. Okay, so this card is 2 mana, 2/1 again, kind of like Fisher Wizard. But then, if not, you're just gonna pay 6 mana, overcost it for 2/1. That's gonna bring you back 1 sorcery or instant from your graveyard to your hand, and that's not good. If not, you should just replay just normal 2/2s, or just play Arcumancer or just other cards that allow you to bring back instant or sorceries from your graveyard to hand. Just not Tazim Royal Mage. It is never gonna help you. Just ignore this card, scratch that card, and just scratch that. Throw it away. Ignore it. Does not work. Not in your since also it's not gonna be that good in your sealed pool, because you're not gonna have much instants and sorceries. Only about 5 in your deck, I think. And using them again, it's just going to be too expensive to pay. So do not use Tazim Royal Mage. To the number 3 card, and it is so remember to have Yantoray, and this is our not so golden number 3 card. 3 mana. Equipment will enter battlefield. Attach it to target creature you control. Creature gets +1/+0 for each creature in your party and has menace. Okay, but so basically it does not boost toughness, only power. At least it gives it menace. Okay, but it's 3 mana just to give it menace, and then like it will boost itself by like 1, 2, 3, or maximum of 4 still. And then when it dies, the equip cost is too expensive for something that's not gonna help you much. Come on, do not use this card. Like, and like it is not gonna help you at all. Throw it away. Does not work. Ignore this, and you know, it's not gonna work in sealed. If you commit your commander deck into adventuring parties, this may actually work. I don't know, but then competitive formats like Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, don't even think about it. This card is not gonna pop up, and it's not gonna become useful. I mean, in there, I can agree it's kind of it's uncommon. I can agree that because like gives it menace and stuff like that, but still, it's not that good. It isn't that bad. Just it's not too bad that it has to be replaced to common rarity, but still, this card is not good. It is totally not good. And it's like a useless card in constructed play or sealed, but rarely will this card be useful in Commander. Rarely. And if it does get useful, it is not going to be much of an impact. It is just going to get outclassed by that Fromok Devour deck that I just built. And yeah, time for number 2. SuperScry. Okay, 2 mana artifact. When enter battlefield tapped. When enter battlefield, draw card. 2 mana tap. Sacrifice SuperScry, draw card. Okay, so this is like Tron players are gonna like, hey, this is just a cool Terrarion card or just a chromatic star. This is just like this is good, but no, SuperScry is not good. You're just paying 4 mana to draw 2 cards, like delayed. 2 mana to draw 1, and you have to pay 2 mana another turn to draw another card, and still it is not good. You'd probably just be using Chromatic Star or Chromatic Sphere, which you pay 2 mana, like you draw a card, and then you can actually get the green you need to play those to play that Sylvan Scrying you have in your hand, Ancient Steering, and stuff like that, Fortron. But SuperScry doesn't even filter you some mana or stuff like that. Terrarion does filter you some mana. It enters battlefield tap, so Guild Globe, I don't know, Guild Globe is not really that good. And neither is the Golden Egg. But yeah, SuperScry is just even worse than those. It's not gonna see play this card some cards depending on how much you can play that card or how bad it's gonna be. Well, others this card is not going to be played, but many people may think that this card may actually be played. But then I just call out on them and then just clarify that this card is not going to work and it's not helpful. This card is not good. Do not use it, not even in your Tron deck, not in Sealed, not in Commander, not in any format, and not in your Tron deck. This is not going into Tron. Time for our number 1 card. Rising Riptide. 3 mana, 0/5 elemental. When you cast a kick spell, again, they do not work. These synergies do not work. Base power stuff is 5/5 on turn of turn. This is not gonna work. It's just a big defender. If you want big defenders, play Glacial Wall instead. And it has extra defense and it temporarily freezes 1 creature as well. And Rising Riptide, look at this. 0/5, that's not gonna attack ever, or maybe if it does attack, it's only once or twice for 5 damage, not significant. Do not think about it. Worst card in this set. And yes, this card is not good. Kick spell synergies do not work. Don't think about it. Not gonna work. And yes, this card, ignore this. Worst card in the set. Not gonna be in sealed, constructed commander. Nowhere. It is time for the end of the podcast. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you found this podcast very helpful. Stay tuned to our next videos. Like, subscribe, follow, share with friends. And just share. Like, this card is like, hopefully you enjoyed it. And like, just remember not to play these cards. But and then if you want to know which cards are good in the set, you can just watch my previous podcasts. But for further podcasts, you can always podcasts are live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. CET. Wait, no, 6 p.m. CET. Sorry, I got the wrong time. Sorry, 6 p.m. CET, and then you can mark that on your calendar, or if you want, you can simply just hit the bell icon, and you never miss out on my podcasts. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye.